An early morning fire in Duluth leaves 3 people without a home. Flames broke out about 4 this morning at a 2-story duplex in the Lincoln Park neighborhood. Flames were coming out of the 2nd story. 2 neighbors who live on the 1st floor of the duplex told us they heard glass shattering and smelled smoke. 3 people and a pet made it out safely. No one was hurt. The Red Cross is helping those impacted.